So chat. You guys see me as generally a positive person, right? Most of my content is like positive minded, and like we try to make sure that we're like growing, everything like that. But do you guys want to know something, like a thought process I had recently that was pretty toxic? Do you guys want to know a thought process I had recently that was pretty toxic? And like I recognize it's toxic, so that I'm going to be like actively working against it. But I feel it's okay to talk about we start having like toxic thoughts, because like if you talk about them, other people might be having them, you might be able to help them through it, stuff like that. So do you guys want to talk about some toxic bullshit? Do you guys want to talk about some toxic bullshit? Yeah, okay. So this is a toxic mindset that it's not so much that I have, but like it's something that seems to come up in my life quite often, okay? And for me, I feel that comfortability leads to decay. I feel that the more comfortable I am, the less, how should I put it? The less good my life gets. Like, I feel like if I'm comfortable, it means I've achieved a level of happiness, right? And if I just hold that, the only way for my happiness to go is down, right? Because if I'm not changing anything, the only thing that can change in the life is like outside forces, and outside forces normally decrease your happiness, okay? So like, I've been thinking about that recently, like all throughout my life. It's only been in times of extreme change or extreme negativity that has created the opportunity for like jumps in happiness. And I'm gonna go through about 3 of them for you guys, okay? I'm gonna go through about 3 of them to show you guys like where my mind's at and why this is toxic, okay? Why this is toxic. So the first one is with my father, okay? My father was a fantastic guy and all this kind of stuff, right? And I loved him absolutely dearly, okay? And I was happy living with them and being in their life and all the kind of stuff. And when he died, it changed my life. It threw me and my family and everything into this dark pit, okay? My family literally fell apart when my father died. My mother didn't recover from it for like decades. My little brother never recovered from it. And for me, it was strange because like I had this extreme sadness and all this depression and everything like that from his passing. But when he passed, I don't know if you guys know this about me, but like for a good like 20 years of my life, I couldn't really feel emotions that well. Or like I knew what they were, I knew how to reflect them, I knew how to pretend to have them, stuff like that. But like because of my childhood and the stuff that happened in it, I couldn't really feel emotions that well, okay? And when he died, just that extreme hit of emotions that I couldn't control, that I couldn't fight anymore, actually let me start feeling again. Because like I could go so deep into that depression and sadness and stuff like that. I was actually able to feel what happiness was and what love was, like because they're polar opposites, right? And all this kind of stuff. And it was from that extreme negative change, from something that I was comfortable with, that led to like personal growth, that okay, I can feel happiness now, I can feel sadness now, I can feel like the whole plethora of emotions. Anger I still have trouble with. I actually, like, if you guys want me to be real, I actually have a problem with being able to feel anger. Generally I don't feel it, or it doesn't come on till later, stuff like that. Like I don't really feel that flash, that heavy, like I'm so angry kind of thing. Like I can get frustrated, I can get like how should I put it? I don't really feel that like that blind hatred anger. I never have been really able to hate things. It's just not part of me. The problem is that whenever I start like even trying to hate something, I think about it too much and I understand it. And once I understand it, I can't hate it because I understand it, because I can like work my way through the mindset of like, okay, they did this to me, this terrible thing to me, but they did it because they had this and this reason, and in their mind they justified it this way. So like I understand why they did it, so therefore I can't hate them. I can be mad, I get more hurt than angry. if that makes sense to you guys. I get more hurt than angry in general, stuff like that. Anyway, but from that very, very negative event that broke my stability and broke to my my comfortability, I was able to grow a lot. Okay, fast forward to after that happened, me and Seni, my ex-wife of that, we got really close. And you know what? We had a wonderful, loving relationship, and like we grew a lot together and all that kind of stuff. And then I got comfortable with her. Okay, and then I got and her turned to a him, and that was a change. But like I got comfortable with him being in my life, and like it's almost like I hit a plateau where I'm stable, I'm happy, I can stay here forever, and I will be happy, right? And by staying there forever, eventually things change. And when I felt that I'm just comfortable, I always feel like if I'm comfortable, things will just die eventually. And that relationship died. They found somebody else. They started cheating. I didn't know. We broke up. I found out about their cheating, and that broke my world again. I was in the comfortable state, and then this extreme negative broke my world. And from that breaking of my world, I've been able to actually explore my like buy side, and I've been able to work on the like this stream, and I've been able to work on like this YouTube, and like I've been able to explore so much more of my personal side. I've been able to separate my sex life from my love life and all this kind of stuff, and I've grown so much from it. And but like it took that extreme negative in order to let me grow into this positive. It's almost like this phoenix effect where every single time I die internally, I grow so much more, and I so much more good stuff happens to me, and I elevate my life. The most recent example of this, and which I told you guys at the start of the stream, is like I was living at this house very, very, very comfortably, and I was living there, and like my life was going pretty consistently, right? And then all of a sudden the landlord's just like, hey, you're getting kicked out. And it broke my life again. I got all stressed out. I was like, what am I going to do with my life, stuff like that. And that has led to the opportunity to get this over $100,000 a year job that allows me to travel and do all this kind of stuff. And like, when that happened, I started reflecting back. I'm just like, man, every single time, something terrible happens to me, that's the only time I grow. And whenever I get comfortable, things go wrong. So like I started having this like pretty negative thought of like, okay, well, should I never be comfortable? Should I always try to change things? Because if I ever get comfortable, then I'm leading myself to doom. Like there's this big negative thing that's going to come if I get comfortable, right? And that thought process is negative. The reason why I was able to turn those big negatives into positives is because I worked my way through the negative feelings, and then I found a path to something more positive. It wasn't that the negative things caused the positive. It's that in those negative moments, I was able to get through them and then work my way to something positive. That's where the toxicity, the process that came to my head was, oh, good things happen to you when bad things happen to you. And whenever you're comfortable, everything's going to die. But the reality is that you are strong enough, and that you are confident enough and in your life, and you have enough experience that no matter what negative thing happens to you, you will be able to bounce back, find a path, and be able to grow from it. So that's something that I wanted to like share with you guys, that even though I'm all fluffy stuff, I do have negative thoughts every once in a while, but being able to see what the negative whispers are, but what the positive reality is, I believe that is a true skill that you guys should hold in your life. That even though you have these negative whispers, and I've had negative whispers in my life before, and you will always get these negative backhand thoughts, the reality is there's something else. There's something else positive that is the real causes, but your brain will see the negative first because the negative things can hurt you, so it identifies it first. Fair, guys? That's just a little bit of me like sharing what's going on in the background. Sometimes the negative moments are the only way to realize the good moments. Yeah, you know what? It gives you a comparison. Yeah. Okay, that was a really heavy topic. And Arturs, thank you so much for the gift subs. Like I said, guys, once I desuit, once I get to that, I will go through all the subs and the donos and all that kind of stuff. For now, I'm just going into the stories, okay? I'm just doing the stories for now. tell us about the cat story? What cat story? I don't know about my cat story right now. Maybe I'll remember my cat story in a little bit.